Greetings, friends. Reform Stoic, back again with another video. Moggy Jr. has dropped. Thank you so much for the support I've got so far. And I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how everything's gone down. It's been an interesting day. Knock on wood, of course. But it is kind of interesting how I got better today. I went to the gym today, and it's so weird, man. Like, I had been sick for almost 2 weeks, and I went back to the gym for 4 days, and on the 5th day, I ran a 5K, and then that seemed like it was a huge mistake because I got sick for another 3 days, and then I went back to the gym today, and I don't know what's going on, man. What I took out of it is I'm not going to run until I'm like really better. But it seems like lifting weights is okay, and it seems like overall, it being a virus and all that, it is just about completely run its course. So that's good. Anyway, I have a short message for you guys today because it's going to be tough to follow up Moggy Jr. And man, I was waiting a long time for that. And it's like, okay, here we are post-Moggy Jr. We don't want to get hit with that post-Moggy Jr. depression. We got to keep moving. We got to start. It's on, man. It's on. The battle is on. I want this channel to grow. I want to keep the momentum rolling. And it's a lot of pressure because y'all know that the momentum can die. Just in life and on this channel and for you and for me and for everybody. So I have a very simple message for you and a short announcement leading to that message. Part of locking in this year rather than crashing out, every time I make a video, I am going to premiere it at the same time that Moggy Jr. premiered today. That is the same time that I go live on the days that I go live. That is the Reform Stoic portal time, okay? It is, 5 p.m. PST. 5 p.m. PST is going to be on the days that I have a video ready to go. Like this video will premiere tomorrow at that time. And then I will go live after that premiere. So every day that I premiere a video, there's a guaranteed live stream right after. And, an average live stream would be like 2 hours. I'll kind of like compensate to where, maybe the video's like half an hour, then the stream's more like an hour and a half. If it's more like 45 minutes, an hour, then maybe I'll stream for an hour. We'll play it by ear. But I think that's going to kind of help lock things in. I think locking in that premiere time kind of helps the video do good out of the gate, which kind of helps unlock the algorithm, yada yada, so on and so forth. So what's this video actually about? How much time have we spent yapping? Oh, not too bad, 3 minutes. Y'all can sit there and listen to me yap for 3 minutes. So this is something I do think I've discussed on this channel before. But I want this to really hit. I want this to really hit this time with the perfect analogies and metaphors and whatnot. And the first one that comes to mind is Galaga. There's a lot of different video games that have this theme. It's where upgrades are simultaneously armor. So in Galaga and a lot of different shooter games, you start out with a little tiny pew-pew, wimpy blaster, and then you get a power-up, and then you get a big blaster. And in a lot of these shooters, you can keep getting power-ups, and your blaster keeps getting nicer and nicer and nicer. And it's been a while since I've played shooter games, but I know that there's at least like a couple that are like this. I think a lot of them follow this format of every time you take damage, your blaster goes back 1. So not only is your blaster getting more powerful, but it's also giving you more armor where you're allowed to take more hits. Super Mario World, for example. You get the mushroom, which is actually Toad's head. You get the Toad's head mushroom. It makes you big. It makes you Mog Max. And then you can get the feather, which gives you a cape. If you get hit, you lose the cape and you're just big. If you get hit again, then you become small. So you get a power up, it makes you stronger, and it's armor. Okay. So what we want to do, boys, is we want this upward trajectory where you just keep climbing, where you just keep gathering energy and you just keep getting better and better and better and you never look back. The idea is that when you blow it, you lose your energy. So it's like your strength is your armor. Just like in Galaga, just like in these shooter games, just like in Super Mario. Not only do you get a better attack, the more power-ups you get, you're also able to take more damage. You take a hit, your move isn't as good, and you have one less hit point left. So, okay, that is the metaphor or the analogy. So how do you build up your power? By just locking in. It's almost less about what you do and more about what you don't do. The obvious one is NoFap. I had a prominent discussion with Milton while I was sick, and he said, look, I know that things are a little bit rough while you're sick, but after you are done being sick, you need to kind of get up on the horse. And, I just saw a tweet today where somebody's like, oh, dude, it's easy to quit porn. It's easy to do NoFap, just delete everything and get this program Covenant Eyes to make sure you don't look at stuff on the internet. And anytime you feel like masturbating, do 50 push-ups and sprint. People kind of just throw this advice out there like it's good advice. I mean, maybe that would work for somebody, but I've been trying to think for a long time. It's like, man, it's so damn hard. For me, it just seems like that's my thing. I quit weed. I don't drink. It's kind of hard, the NoFap. But what I realized is if I do a controlled eating window where I don't eat until like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., I try to push it back as far as possible. That kind of helps me with the early day crank cravings. And that was working pretty well, but I had a couple of those days where I still got hit with the nighttime craving right before bed. Those are my two temptations. After the gym and before bed. The fasting takes care of the post-gym crank, and the portal maxing takes care of the pre-bed crank. So if I do a controlled eating window every day and portal max every night, theoretically, I could do NoFap. So I'm going to try that. And there was one day with just portal maxing alone, I managed to skip a day. I was getting kind of locked in just a few days ago with just the one crank a day. That was a really good start. And I don't want the whole entire video to be talking about cranking it again and NoFap, but that's kind of the main one when I say like it's about what you don't do. So the less obvious, that I've definitely made videos talking about this before, is the social media. I have this loop. Oh my gosh, I hate this loop, man. It is the trap that it is time for me to escape. I sit on the couch, I'm on the laptop, check Instagram, check YouTube, check TikTok, check Facebook, check my email, start over. Scrolling down TikTok for a while. Or I really don't scroll down TikTok at all. Honestly, like TikTok is pretty much done for me. Scrolling down YouTube, trying to find something to watch. Scrolling down X, trying to, sometimes I get into the engagement baiting thing, and then some days I just can't be bothered. That's going to be the hardest one for me to figure out, man. Because for me, what keeps tempting me to come back is I want to have this social media presence. There's something that I could theoretically get from these apps, but it just seems to keep putting me through this washing machine, and you're taking all kinds of Galaga hits, bro. You're little manlet Mario. You've lost all your power-ups. That shit is just sucking up your energy, man. It's just sucking up your energy. Now, the worst ones are the ones that show booties. What I found is that X very rarely shows me any booty, but it does have very demoralizing tweets, like rage bait demoralizing tweets pop up, and those are very unpleasant to read, which is pretty much just as bad. It's bad in a different way. But Instagram, I basically just shouldn't even be on Instagram. Even when I unfollow all of the ladies of the evening, I'll eventually be like, oh, well, you know what? I can follow her because she does some kind of cool stuff. She doesn't just do OnlyFans and that. And then the algorithm's like, oh, this is what he wants to see. And then they all start popping up in the feed, man. It just happened today. It's trying to show me all these girls again that I unfollowed. Instagram is just bad news for me. If I want to post something on there, get in, post, get out. Don't even scroll down at all. Facebook, I feel like, is the worst. Man, oh man, do I hate Facebook. I have hated Facebook for such a long time. Facebook is where it all started. Facebook is what first, turned so many people against me because of the shit that I posted on there. And there's this little fucking bar of a bunch of Facebook reels, and it's all like booties and girls twerking. And like, I don't follow any of them. I never asked to see any of it. I'm in some groups, and I try to use Facebook to just take part in some discussions, and then there's this little bar of a bunch of girls twerking and shit. And every single time I click, I don't want to see this. Every single time, don't show me this, don't show me this, don't show me this. It never goes away. It never goes away. So that's incredibly frustrating, man, because I feel like Facebook is like, on one hand, it has like some of the best discussions that I actually have a reason to be there because I can join groups. And then on the other hand, I know that bar is always going to be there. It's never going to go away. So it's a big deal, guys. Like you have to, we keep learning this shit over and over and over again. And then it just kind of sucks you back into the illusion. And then you're just, like I've made videos in the past, like, hey, don't doom scroll. And then before you know it, like, you get all pumped up and, oh, yeah, I'm going to make my little routine where I read a book and then I make tea and then I do my dishes and I go do Qigong and I keep things organized. Yeah, I'm not going to doom scroll anymore. Eventually you're back, bro. Eventually it sucks you back because it's like this metaphor where it's like you had the Giga Mega Blaster. It's like I did it. I figured it all out. And then, like, subtly you don't seem to realize it. It's like, oh, I took one hit. Dude, I got 5 upgrades. It's all, I can take 1 hit. I can take 2 hits. I still got, the double blaster. And then before you know it, you got the little wimpy blaster. It's like, dude, you are one blowing it away from a fucking meltdown. You got no armor left. You're getting nowhere. You're blowing it. So, kind of just like, almost talking to myself here. But I've been sick for fucking month. Holy shit. I'm disoriented. And it was the holidays before that. I'm literally disoriented, dude. I almost forgot my home. I'm remembering my home again. Seriously, dude, the holidays for a month and then fucking being sick for a month. Like, bro, the fucking Loosh Masters are trying so hard to bring me down, dude. And like, this is it. This is go time. It's go time. So I've already made the video about it before. Like, you need to think, how am I going to spend my time? When I got hours and hours and hours and hours to kill, you can't just, like, regress back to this natural rhythm. And for me, it ends up being, check my TikTok, check my Instagram, check my Facebook. Oh, wow, who is she? Can't fucking escape from it. On X, that doesn't seem to be the problem. X seems to be like, okay, I should figure out some sort of a relationship with X, formerly known as Twitter, because there's not a bunch of booties popping up in my face. I had some days where I got some good engagement, but lately over there, it's like the most annoying fucking demoralization is popping up. And I found out that, I can go in there and debate and smear, and I get some followers, and I get some good tweets rolling, and I get some engagement, but then the algorithm gets stronger, and it's like, it's like I'm training this algorithm how to just piss me off, and I just hate it, man. I understand when people say delete social media. I fully get it. I want to have a presence on social media, dude. So I'm gonna have to figure that out for myself. But following up to the portal maxing, I do feel like that the first 4 or 5 days that I portal maxed, I was starting to get locked in. And then I got sick again. The last little resurgence of me being sick, and I started to have a couple of weird days because I was just so fucking tired of being sick. So I started to like blow it, you know. I started to kind of like fall apart again. Now I got to pick up the pieces again, and usually the first couple of days when you're picking up the pieces doesn't feel that great. But basically, guys, this isn't really like that new of territory. I just wanted to like, you know, make a couple of announcements. You're going to be able to see this premiere, you know, popping up in your notifications, whatever, for tomorrow for 5 p.m. PST. Every time I make a video, it's going to premiere at that time, so people know when to expect premieres from me. That's going to help the videos do better. Maybe some of y'all are planning on watching my live streams. Well, that's going to be the beginning of the live stream, and then I go live after. Apparently, it's kind of like the premieres are designed that way to where you're supposed to go live right after a premiere. All of this stuff, in theory, is going to help my channel. So I wanted to lay that out. Thank y'all for checking out Moggy Jr. Check it out if you haven't. I signed up for DistroKid. It's going to be February 8th when the song releases on all these different platforms. And there was some little like AI mastering thing that I paid an extra $11 for. I feel like it made the track a little bit louder. I kind of liked what I heard. I liked what I heard when I compared it to the original. So that's going to be a high quality version of the song. That's going to be, I mean, the song's already high quality, but it seems like it's going to bump a little bit harder on these platforms. So I'll keep y'all in the loop for that. And so how do you build your energy? In summary, I've gone over it so many times. I like breathing exercises. I've done Wim Hof breathing. There's a guided video that takes you through 3 rounds of Wim Hof. And I have my stopwatch on my phone, and I pause the video because it only takes you to 1.5 minutes in the last 2 rounds. I pause the video and the timer is going, so if you want to hold your breath longer. And I was locked in with Wim Hof in the past. I think eventually it got to a point where I could hold my breath for 3 minutes. Lately, you know, I think today I held my breath for like 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The more you do it, the longer you're able to hold your breath. But that's basically like pranayama. So all kinds of breathing, bro. There's like the breath of fire breathing, pranayama, qigong, tai chi, whatever you like. Like dive into that whole world. That's something productive you can do on YouTube. You know, like look up different breathing exercises. There was one for anxiety where you take a deep breath and then like you rapid fire out all these little breaths like that's supposed to help when you're having a panic attack or something. Helps you feel a little bit more awake if you're falling asleep. Breathing exercises, qigong. Qigong is supposed to be like the gathering in of qi. Kuming is unfortunately like the expelling of qi. For me, it's always been like get to where you're just doing it for once a day and then take it from there. And that's going to be like the diving board into the abyss of like, okay, I'm trying NoFap for the billionth time. I've been dancing around it for a long time. The last time I went really hard on it was the beginning of 2024 before I moved here. I moved here in like the summer of 2024. So the very beginning of the year, 2024, I was starting to be like 4 days, blow it 1 day, and then right back on for another 5 days, blow it 1 day, right back on for another 6 days. I was really in it. And you know what I found when I was up in it on those streaks? A little bit frustrated from trying to maintain, but the depression, like the kind of lingering sadness, kind of goes away. Pretty intense shit. This has really been the demon that I've wrestled with my entire life, man. And I think I'm ready to kind of get back on the horse again. I had a solid streak with the portal maxing of just once a day. 1 day I skipped a day. The portal maxing, as goofy as some of you might think that shit sounds, I would highly recommend you watch My Dark Explorations. I found another channel today called Schizo Dump or Schizo Dump. Schizo Dumps, and it has a Z. Schizo Dumps with a Z at the end, one word. That guy talks about like Loosh farm, Loosh harvesting, Archon, Demiurge kind of stuff. I enjoy some of his rants. I think I'm going to sign up for the membership on My Dark Explorations and watch some of his paid material. I'm starting to watch him when I fall asleep. The guy that I've been watching for a long time is Spiritual Renaissance. And he also has a channel, Transcending Shadows, and then also Beyond the Alchemy. Beyond the Alchemy is his NoFap channel. Spiritual Renaissance is like his higher spiritual advice channel. And then Transcending Shadows is like his more basic spiritual advice channel. What he considers basic spiritual advice, some people might find that more interesting because they're not even ready for his like highest. I've been watching that guy on and off for a very, very, very long time. He's one of the first guys I stumbled on when I was like, really deep into being a Catholic, where I'm kind of like, man, I kind of like most everything that this guy is saying. So I've been rocking with him for a long time. Basically, if you find Spiritual Renaissance, you'll find everything else that he does. He has the other two channels. Spiritual Renaissance, My Dark Explorations, and Schizo Dumps. Those are 3 channels that I recommend. I recommend you watch my portal maxing video, the guide to quickly teach you how to do it, the longer version. Because, like I said, I feel like people, they're like, oh, dude, do push-ups anytime you feel like cranking it. Put ice on your dick. I've tried that shit, man. I read that book, like the easy peasy method. I got all psyched up about it, like back in Vegas forever ago. I've tried like a lot of things, man, and I just find that like the world does not want you to make it to that level. I've made videos about NoFap that I never even posted because I'm so tired of like. That's the thing that I hate about trying to keep this channel going. I tried to use the channel to like pump myself up, and I make a bunch of NoFap content. And when you fall off after, like, you go really hard, you fall really hard, bro. And you don't try again for, like, 2 years. Because, like I said, the depression kind of goes away when you're in the midst of, like, a week-long streak. But it hits you really hard the first time, man. The first time you blow a really long streak, it's going to be really bad. You want to prepare for that. So this wasn't supposed to be a full-on NoFap video, but that is the hardest, guys. That is the hardest. Any y'all smoking weed out there, I always recommend that you get off of that. Get off the cigarettes. Get off the booze. Get clean. It's more about what you don't do. As far as what you do to gain energy, work out, read. How do you navigate the doom scrolling? Try to plan your internet time. I've said this in the past. Maybe get a tab open with a bunch of things that you want to watch, documentaries. I've fallen off on the reading because I've been trying to force myself to read this book that I think is boring. I think I'm going to read the Dark Exploration guys' books. I need stuff to like get me stoked on reading again. Reading, documentaries, qigong, breath work, prayers. I pray a full rosary every single day. Praying the Psalms, portal maxing, eating healthy, fasting, all that stuff, man. Build the energy, then you get the better blasters. The blasters like doing better in life, and then you got more armor, you can take more hits, you're more resilient, and eventually on this upward trajectory, you're just gonna like get so high up that you can't get knocked down anymore. That's what it is. You're trying to climb this ladder, and I think probably all of our entire lives until now is like maybe a couple of times you got pretty high up the ladder and then you fall all the way down, then you hit your head and then you're demoralized. It's like the Dark Knight Rises, dude. Batman trying to climb, to escape the underground city. If you climb up really high and you fall all the way down, then you got to take some time off because it's going to be a while before you can make the climb again. We got to make the climb, guys. We got to make the climb. And I did want to reaffirm affirmations. Affirmations is something I always forget about. While I was doing Wim Hof today, in my head, I was just like, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm one of the most interesting humans who ever lived. But you want something to just repeat in your head. Just aggressively repeat positive affirmations in your head whenever you can. Over and over. And if there's anything that I learned from the Gateway tapes, you can maybe, if you know how to use a DAW program, you can make your own hypnosis tape. All you want to do is take yourself down. I have some of these on my channel somewhere. The one that has like the hertz or whatever. If you can find that on my channel, like I'm probably going to start using that again. But I think I'm going to make a new one. Maybe I'll post it on the channel. But you can make your own. You want to talk yourself down. I feel like it's not very complicated. Like I'm going to count backwards from 10. And when I reach 1, you will be in a deep state of relaxation. And as you count down, like 10, feeling very relaxed. 9, you're feeling so heavy. It's not that hard. You can make one for yourself. Maybe I'll make one. But what you want to do is put yourself into that deep state of hypnosis, relaxation, and then positive affirmations, positive affirmations, positive affirmations. What do I want to manifest? What's going to happen in my life? What are my 3 big wishes that I want to manifest? I learned that there was one of the gateway tapes that took you to a very, very deep state of relaxation, like that place you want to get in before you astrally project, and then you like plan out your life. Like you plan out these things that are going to manifest in your life. Put yourself in the deep relaxation, positive affirmations, positive affirmations. What am I going to manifest? And then take yourself back out. You know, the count back up, and when I snap my fingers, you'll be fully awake. Because you don't want to like try to live your life in a hypnotized state. Oh my gosh, I can really ramble, you guys. Okay, God bless you, and I'll see you for the next one. This will premiere 5 p.m. PST. Every single day. Every time I make a video. Every time. At that time. God bless. And then I go live after. God bless. Peace out.